When last we wandered these myriad plains, how did you get to look like that? Me good at disguise. Me also got scars. Me wear lots of embalming fluid. Me make good zombie. The zombie giggles through stitched lips, then taps his head. Dusty is stupid. And still, we journey on. Let's keep on going. What else did we get from that guy? Guess he gave us some of these. Oh, he gave us a knife. What's the knife? 1 to 3 piercing. Well, I guess we can go ahead and put it up here in our weapon slot just to free more of our inventory, because this is all that we have as far as storage goes. We do have Mort. He can carry things as well.
I'm gone.
What else have we got here? Nothing. Ooh, there's some more embalming fluid. Okay. And more. Though I don't know for sure if I... Ooh, it is?
Locked.
Can we force it? Okay.
Failed.
Bash failed. Okay, then. Select item, special ability. Okay, so we can't get into that right now. Can Mort bash it, maybe? Yeah, use your bite on this thing. Can you get in? Oh, cool. He must be stronger than we are.
I'm gone.
Yeah?
Yeah, move here, please.
Sure, why not?
Now,
All right.
loot this thing. Ooh, we got a ancient copper earring closed. It can be opened. What's the deal with that, huh? This copper earring looks ancient. Oddly enough, there doesn't seem to be a hook or any means of actually attaching it to your ear. A series of strange grooves have been carved on the inside of the earring, however, which might merit a closer look. Use? Okay, let's examine the grooves. The grooves are evenly spaced along the inside of the earring. Upon closer examination, they remind you of small fangs. They are definitely man-made, but you can't figure out what they were intended for. Well, put it away, I guess. Anything else here? Let's see, we looked at that already. We can keep going. This is a way to go upstairs. And what I was going to say before I got distracted there was I'm not sure we actually want to be disguised as a zombie, because from what I remember, it makes you walk very slowly, and if you ever run, then it breaks the disguise and makes it useless. So I think we're going to just do without for now. However, I am going to save. Alright. Let's go upstairs then. Ooh, we got cabinets. Empty cabinets. Apparently.
Done.
Oh, there's a needle. Oh, charcoal charm. That's not a needle at all.
All right.
Oh, is that the way down? Oh, no, it's got a way out over here. So we can go up or down, north or south. What is this? Junk? Do we want junk? I think maybe it could be sold. There's a needle. We want to try to avoid these dustmen if possible. They could be an issue for us. Hello, skeleton worker. This skeleton, number 748, according to the number chiseled above its brow, is odd in that some of its teeth appear to be false ones made of reddish-brown stone. They're clearly not valuable, however, as its caretakers would have otherwise removed them. Examine it closely. Someone has taken care to bind the bones of this skeleton with leather straps woven around the body in such a pattern that they resemble muscles and tendons. The straps are secured to the metal bolts, punched into the skeleton's joints. This skeleton looks like it has seen a great deal of service. Many of its bones are chipped, and its numerous fractures are bound with sealant and foul-smelling glues. Mind if I borrow some of those straps and bolts? You pull at the iron bolts, but you're not strong enough to pull them out. They've been hammered in pretty tight. Maybe if I had the right tool, I could get them out. I may be back, Bones. I don't know why I want them, but apparently that's a thing that can be done. Let's not engage these dustmen. How about you, zombie? This corpse's slightly misshapen head appears to be held together by a number of narrow metal bands bolted directly onto the skull. A rusting iron plate over its left eye has the number 475 etched into it. Its mouth is bolted shut, and it reeks of embalming fluid. Leave the corpse in peace. That's not a thing. Well, the dustman is at that cabinet, so I'm going to avoid it for now. We got some more junk.
All right.
I'll take that. Let's go examine this. Ooh, there's a dustman.
All right.
Yep, they're chasing
gone.
us. We need to get out of their range. What about this worker here? This skeleton has either seen a great deal of combat or has fallen down one too many staircases. Both its arms and legs have been broken and rebuilt with the aid of leather straps and thin iron rods. The front of its skull bears the number 863, but the back of the skull has caved in, forming an empty cavity. You notice that someone has taken advantage of this and tucked a rolled up piece of parchment inside the skull. Well, let's take it. You slip the parchment out of the worker's skull. Oddly enough, it looks as if the skull cavity is intended to store messages. A tiny string is attached to the parchment from a hook bolted inside the skull, as if to keep the parchment from accidentally falling out. Well, unhook it. Take it. You unhook the string and glance over the parchment. It looked like a reminder from one of the mortuary custodians. Judging from the note, this skeleton seems to be a walking messenger of sorts. As you take a second glance at the skeleton, you realize it has stopped in front of the slab because it can't figure out how to move past it. Examine it again. Examine it carefully? Alright, so there's nothing else we can do with the skeleton. Mort.
Wonder if this Greybeard would mind if I borrowed his body.
Greybeard?
Greybeard, you know, geezer. Old fellow, yellow dog. Old.
Well, I don't think he's in any position to object. Why not take his body? Mort studies the skeleton for a moment, then shakes his head.
Nah, I need a fresher one than this, and something with a little more dignity. This one's all creaky and fractured.
And you're not.
Oh, you're a sack full of laughs. Mort glares at you. Besides, you're one to talk, Bert. Mirrors beg for mercy when you're around.
Oh yeah? At least I have all my parts. Mort snorts. You're not quite sure how he managed it without lungs. Let me tell you, Mort, there's nothing more satisfying than walking around, swinging your arms, breathing the crisp air through the lungs. It's great to have a body.
I'll have you know that helping you escape the preparation room has now been added to my growing list of regrets. Mort snorts again. I should have let you rot. Some more, that is.
Glad you feel that way. Let's go.
Let's read this note, shall we?
Okay. This is the third and last request for the pry bar. If it has been misplaced, tell me, and I shall go to the hive market and purchase another. I have no objection to maintaining the contracted workers, but I've been trying to repair the skeletons, and the bolts are wedged in so tight I can't get them out. Also, some of the locks on the storage cabinets on the third floor have become stuck again due to the heat, and I need the pry bar to snap them open as well. If the pry bar is indeed lost, I will see about procuring the services of a locksmith and having the cabinet locks replaced. Your aid in this matter would be appreciated. An unreadable signature has been scrawled beneath the message. So that, I believe, is a hint that we need a pry bar to get these straps and bolts, and also to open up some of the cabinets. So we shall be on the lookout for that as well. Embalming charm? And a task list. What is this? Someone has pinned a series of tasks in red ink on this scrap of parchment. I would like the contracted workers to be inspected thrice daily at the end of each work shift when the new initiates come on duty. We have experienced too many contracted collapses while engaged in heavy labor as of late, and I fear the embalming enchantments initially used on the corpses may be decaying or may have been warped somehow. If the contracted workers could be inspected every 8 hours and raised if they have collapsed, this would prevent the backlog of shells in the preparation room and free up more contracted workers for other duties. I do not wish collapsed bodies to be disposed of. When possible, the original contracted shells are to be raised and be made to resume their duties. I have included spare embalming charms within the shelves for the initiates on duty. They are to be used only when the shells cannot be repaired with stitching, bandaging, or applications of embalming fluid. Done. And if I'm not mistaken, the embalming fluid and embalming charms can be used to heal us. It is... Okay, if it's held by a living creature, then while pronouncing a mantra to the true death, it has touched the forehead of a zombie or skeleton. When this is done, the minor enchantment held within the item spreads through the corpse, strengthening their bones, killing traces of corpse rot and or grave mold, and helping to seal minor tears in the skin. Note, this item will work on either you or Mort. Okay, cool. Well, let's put it in our quick item slot, shall we? As it recommended. Nothing there. Ooh, it's a clot charm? Yep, that's another healing item, I believe.
Locked.
Locked. Can we bash it?
Done. Failed.
Can Mort bash it?
Huh? Failed.
Okay, so this is one that we need the pry bar
Alright.
for. More bandages. I'll take those. Thank you very much. Can we get to this one? Looks like we can. Without the dustman interfering. Got us another needle and thread. And let's go back this direction and avoid
gone.
that dustman. Oh, there's a zombie that looks different. It's got red skin, it looks like. The number 1146 is carved into the forehead of this walking corpse. Its lips are sewn together with coarse black thread. The entire body is covered in horrible scars, worse even than your own, as if its owner had been burned to death. Its nose, ears, and several digits are missing, presumably charred away in some long-ago conflagration. As you block its path to get its attention, it stops and gazes at you with vacant eyes. So, seen anything interesting going on? Leave it in peace.
Alright.
Alright, I thought there might be something unusual about it since it looked
Locked.
unusual. Can we pause and then perhaps bash?
Failed. I'm
Okay.
gone.
Well, we
I'm
need to
gone.
get away from this dust person.
I'm gone.
Ooh, what about you? The skin of this female corpse is heavily tattooed with intricate patterns. The skin of her brow has been peeled back so that the number 1148 could be chiseled into the skull beneath. Her mouth has been sealed shut with thick, rough stitching. Leave it
You
be.
don't need an identify spell to know what she wants.
Yeah, she wants you to leave her alone, Mort.
Done.
You are going to get in trouble for undead sexual harassment. The numbers 613 are cut deeply into this plodding corpse's forehead, but an inch of shredded leathery skin separates the 1 and the 3. Looking closely, you can barely make out a 2 carved there, so it's 6123. Alright, well, goodbye. I have to run
I'm gone.
from dust people.
I'm gone.
They are being especially annoying at the moment. Leave us alone. Nothing to see here but corpses. I'm just an especially dexterous one that can move very quickly. Nothing. Ooh. Haha. There is the pry bar. Let's equip that. What's its damage like? It's the same as the arm, so that's good, I suppose. And now we can get into these things. Another request. Let's take it. Let's go ahead and explore this one before we read it. Well, let's use the pry bar on it. Oh no, not that. Do I need to put it in my... Oh, there we go.
Forced it.
Yay. You scared me, Mort. I thought you were a dustman coming through the door there. Ooh, we got clock charms and coins here. Well, let's go ahead and read the new note we got. A note written on a scrap of dry parchment. Contact the necromancer responsible for raising contractual worker 42. That's the worker we're looking at, for, the one that has our stuff in its chest. I know he's examined the skeleton before, but I am certain the initial raising of the body was warped. The worker still responds to commands, but when it has completed a task, it resumes pacing in the same circular pattern as it did before. Dahl recently informed me that worker 42 exhibited that same walking pattern when it was a zombie decades ago. There may be a soul echo in the marrow, or the skeleton's age may have caused the magic animating him to decay. One of the initiates suggested it may be following an order issued by a higher-ranking dustman in the past, but I have found no records of such an order. Whatever the reason for its behavior, the matter is to be resolved or the worker replaced. Sounds fair enough, except we need to get some stuff from it. The corpse's meaty head was clearly severed at some point and hastily sewn back on. Several different sets of stitching, all in various states of unraveling, seem to indicate that the head is constantly being knocked back off and reattached during the course of its work. A number, 79, has been cut into its temple, circumscribed by a fanged circle that appears to have been branded on its forehead. That is like the ring or earring we found. The fanged circle looks like it was branded on the corpse's forehead long ago, presumably before it died. It might be a religious icon of some sort, or a rite of passage. You notice that one of the recesses between the inner fangs has a small triangle within it, as if it has some special significance. I wonder if the space between the fangs match the grooves on this copper earring I have.
Updated my journal.
The corpse makes no reply. It looks like it is too far gone to answer any of your questions. All right. So, what did that do? Journal. Yes. So, the two are connected. Perhaps I didn't need to look at the journal. Let's use the copper earring, yes. Now we got this. Insert your fingernail into the notch that matches where the triangle was pointing in the fanged circle you saw on zombie number 79's forehead. Cool, more experience. Alright, you hook your fingernail into the third groove from the top and press it inwards. As you do, there is a click, and the top of the earring snaps open. Not only can you wear the earring now, it looks like there was a secret compartment inside the earring. Let's see if anything's in there. You shake the earring, but nothing comes out. Whatever was hidden in the earring is gone now. Okay, so we can now wear it, and the secret compartment may make the earring more valuable to a merchant. Okay, cool. Are there any stats on the earring? No, it doesn't really do anything. I guess it's for selling? We've already got this, and I'm pretty sure it does have stats. I think we can only wear one earring. We can. Alright, well, at least we've got it open now, so it's worth more. This looks to be the corpse of a well-aged, even ancient woman. Aside from the embalming fluid stink, the stitches sealing her mouth, and the number 679 stitched onto her right cheek, it's likely she looks only slightly different now than she did in her final years. Well, that's a remarkable preservation then. So leave it
Now,
alone.
Chief, if I don't come back, it's 'cause I'm gonna be dying the little death with that zombie chit.
Gross, Mort. Really gross. This animated skeleton smells horrible, as if it had been only freshly stripped and prepared. Its jaws and major joints are tightly bound with leather straps, and a rough smock has been thrown over it. The number 1221 has been chiseled into its forehead. Okay. Examine the skeleton carefully. Someone has taken care to... Okay, so that's the same thing. I guess we can pry it apart. Let's ask Mort, though, if that'll do for a body, because that was one of the options. How about this skeleton, Mort? Will it do as a body? Mort studies the skeleton for a moment, then shakes his head. Nah, I'd need a fresher one than this, and something with a little more dignity. Okay, let's go. Bit of a spoiler, I'm not going to keep asking him about the skeletons for bodies, because he's never going to accept one. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and pry out the bolts. Whoa, Chief, that's vandalism. Those bolts are probably the only thing holding that bag of bones together. Necromancy only goes so far with these old fellas, you know? So? Oh, it's not a problem. Mort does a strange bobbing motion that you think might be a shrug. I just wasn't sure if you knew that or not. By all means, go ahead. Yeah, I want the bolts and straps. Using your pry bar, you rip the bolts from the skeleton's joints. The skeleton collapses, some of its bones still twitching. Sorry about that, Bones.
Done.
And now we've got a club. Not that it's super useful, but all the items can help. So let's start transferring some of this stuff up to our quick inventory. These bandages should stack. Don't know what the limit of stacking is, but it doesn't appear to be 11. We'll put the bandages up here because they are healing items. The embalming fluid. We'll leave the needle and put the clot charm up there. That frees up a lot of space. Go ahead and do some inventory management quickly so that when new items get added, they're going to be in a place that I can recognize quickly. Alright, that shall do quite nicely. Let's continue.
Done.
We've also got to go back and open those things that we couldn't get open before. Oh, hello, dust person. Oh, yeah. I forgot you guys are around here.
Right. Done.
We can pry this open now, though.
Locked.
Yeah, we can deal with that.
Failed.
Really?
Locked.
We have to have a key then.
I'm gone.
Well, fair enough, I suppose. I figured the pry bar
All
would
right.
get it open.